Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I started this channel because I wanted to start talking about the Netherlands and the news in the Netherlands with regard to the way we are reporting on COVID and the way we are reporting also on the news in other countries, namely the United States, or maybe even the way we talk about Great Britain, from which I follow media sources quite a lot. So I thought it might be interesting to share some of my insights and also to be able to hear from other people before this gets censored, because I would presume at some point this is going to get censored, which is why I feel the need right now to start this channel. But one thing so basically what I want to start off with talking about is the Dutch government. I would presume that anyone watching this video right now is not of Dutch descent and does not follow the news in the Netherlands, but I would like to make you aware of the fact that the Dutch government has revealed that they dispatched the military to start spying on normal everyday people, literally normal everyday people. They're not considered terrorists, they're not considered a domestic threat. They are just normal working class everyday people. They wouldn't even necessarily have to be working class people, of all sort of statuses. And well, apparently the military had been dispatched to start spying on these people because they visited certain websites that have a different narrative towards COVID-19 than, let's say, the Dutch government would, or the Dutch owned media would, or just any other sort of mainstream media in the Netherlands would, even though they have been wrong countless times. They've even admitted being wrong. They've changed their rules so often that you wouldn't even be able to say there's any sort of scientific basis towards any of this. I remember when Donald Trump started talking about hydroxychloroquine, the only thing that the Dutch media went with was the fact that Donald Trump had apparently said, yeah, let's all start injecting ourselves with bleach. And honestly, I had spoken to so many people, and well, I'm a pro-Trump guy. I've never met anyone in the Netherlands who shares my ideas on Donald Trump. I mean, I've found some people who say that they don't dislike him or whatever, but it seems no one really understands him. Everyone seems to be following the media narrative, and literally everyone thought that Donald Trump had said everyone needs to inject themselves with bleach and they'll be fine, even though what Donald Trump was referring to was hydroxychloroquine. And it turns out, and I've even seen a couple of months later, the Dutch government and the Dutch media revealing that, in fact, hydroxychloroquine does speed up the healing process of COVID-19. But obviously you couldn't expect the Dutch government to rectify, or the Dutch media to rectify. Sorry, I'm getting the media and the government mixed up. I'm not saying that they are one and the same. They might be, but I'm definitely not saying that they are one and the same. These are honest mistakes. However, so the Dutch media, you cannot expect them to rectify any of this, which they will not. And guess what? People are still stuck with the idea that Donald Trump had said hydroxychloroquine is the same as bleach, and everyone should be injecting themselves with bleach. But I suppose with time that everything dies down, so that has died down right now. But my point being, sorry, I'm off on a tangent all the time, but my point being is the people that go to these websites, and I'm talking about websites called Virus Truce and like the Yellow Vests and Jensen. These are alternative medias. They report on more than just COVID madness, but that doesn't take away the fact that if you did visit any of these websites in the last couple of months, which luckily for me I have not, and I'm not planning on doing so, but if you did, then the Dutch government has built up a dossier, has started filing this, has got the military in to start screening this, and has basically infringed upon your rights. And the reason why I would say this is concerning is because, as you may well know, the Netherlands is part of the European Union. And I can tell you that if a country is part of the European Union, and if they make certain mistakes or they do things that are wrong, they will be asked by the European Union to take accountability and at least to do something about this. If the European Union thinks this is something that infringes upon basic human rights. However, if the European Union does not think so, which in many cases they do not, then this actually tells you that the European Union does not care about its citizens, and the European Union is willing to back up a country who dispatches the military to start spying on its citizens. Ergo, anyone within the European Union, living in a country in the European Union, is, in that case, anyone living in the European Union would, in that case, be of the threat of having a government spying on you. And I'm obviously being very bold here, but I do feel that is the case. I mean, years ago, I started looking at videos from Angry Foreigner. You may have heard of him, you may not. But what he has been doing is exposing the leftist, liberal and sort of communist government in Sweden. And when I first started looking at these videos, I thought to myself, wow, Sweden used to be so progressive, but they more or less seem regressive now. They seem to have overdone it so much that they're no longer progressive, but they're actually walking behind. It turns out, no, they weren't walking behind. They were walking in front. And countries in the EU are starting to follow Sweden. And this is going to be a big problem for any of us living in the EU. Already, Dutch politicians are talking about getting vaccines, and if you do not have a vaccine, you wouldn't be allowed to do certain things. Like, say, for instance, you wouldn't be allowed to go on public transport. Now, I don't really know how they would imagine any of this going. I mean, would you be wearing a star saying, I have been vaccinated? God only knows. I have no idea what they're planning on doing. Would you not be allowed to go to the supermarket? What's going on? Would you not be allowed to bring your children to school? Would they not be allowed to go to daycare? Which I wouldn't say that's a really big deal. As long as in the meantime, well, what are you going to do for work? If you have your children at home all day, there's no way you can do your work. And would you even be allowed to do your work if you're not vaccinated? Or is that up to the employer? Would the employer even be insured if they would have you and you weren't vaccinated? So basically what I'm saying is having a government deciding these sorts of things is very bad. And especially if this government is part of a supernation, which is many other governments are also part of. And this union, so to say, doesn't stand up for the rights of its citizens, then that proves that this union isn't to unite European citizens, it's to unite European power. And in fact, it's to unite the governments to build up a globalist, even bigger superstate or supernation. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you do live in the UK, if you live in Spain, if you live in Germany, if you live within the borders of the European Union, this concerns you. The military has been dispatched to start spying on normal everyday people that visit alternative media. So I would urge you definitely to start getting a VPN and to start blocking off anyone from being able to see your history, whatever it is you've been doing, because they will screen you and they will find you, and at some point they will do something to censor you. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to make this video, and if you did enjoy it, please leave a like and subscribe, obviously. This is my first video of hopefully many to come. It's all based on the amount of people that are interested in hearing what I'm doing. So yeah, that's basically it. I would advise you to get a VPN. I would advise you to get a VPN anyway. I don't. I'm getting one. And also, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, let me know if you want to hear more about this, if you want me to report further on this, or maybe you want me to report on something else that you've heard, something that concerns you. If so, then just comment down below, and yeah, I'll be looking at the comments. Thank you very much. See you.